Yes, yes, yes. Calculator, we are live. Today is October the 24th, 2022. Everyone, welcome to the 401 Sports World Fantasy Football Show. What's up, Calculator?
Greetings and salutations, Mister 411. It's hard to get pumped up and get ready for a show when a lot of your guys are we're going to be talking about them getting injured and they've been finally paying off draft capital and so forth, and then they just go down with an injury, and it's just but I'm still going to bring it for the fans, Mister 411.
Hey man, we have no choice. That's what
That's
that's
right.
what that's what football is all about, man. It's a war of attrition.
Yep.
And and I'm sorry, Tom Brady. I didn't mean to use that word, but it's an attrition and injuries
And
occur.
yeah, and fantasy football is no different. If it it affects football teams in real life, and it affects people's fantasy rosters. So this is for the people that are on the waiver wire, active, and it's for people that had a good draft and went deep in their draft to get some people that could possibly step up if needed. But there is some good news. The
It's
Bills
coming.
are back, the Eagles are back. So those people that had to play Matt Ryan in a pinch or play Marcus Mariota in a pinch, for those those Hertz owners and those Allen owners, and even Kirk Cousins. I tell you, even Kirk Cousin owners are glad to get him back after they saw what happened with Marcus Mariota and
Man, tell me
and
about it.
and Matt Ryan of all of people.
Yes, sir.
These feelings. People, I'm a Hertz owner in 5 leagues, so I'm glad to get him back in all 5 of those leagues.
Man. All right. Well, here we go with the show.
Do it.
With so much drama in the air we see, I am quoting Snoop D-O double G. Welcome to the show. Please do the following.
Subscribe, like, notify. 3 easy steps to get through these waiver wire injuries that happen week after week.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people can relate right here, calculator. This guy, this is who we are right now at this point with all these
Yep.
injuries. Gotta figure out a way to survive and get in the game. And see, look at Homer Simpson trying to figure out a way uh, to get a trade done in his league. And so
Yeah.
we got a lot of work to do right now with all these injuries, man. So we will go ahead and jump right into the injury bug. There's a couple of things we'll throw up here, and
Mhm.
there's Brees Hall. Man, this one hurts, calculator.
The people, his owners were affectionately calling him Brees Lightning with the way he had been going lately, and but yeah, and I just got a report 2 hours ago that it is a confirmed ACL tear, done for the year. Now it's going to be interesting to see where his draft total lands. So it's a unfortunate incident for Brees Hall, but we wish the man best. He showed some flashes, and hey, I think he's going to cost a little bit more next year because he don't have that
Yeah,
unknown rookie stigma attached to him. And anytime you can get a running back that looks to be in a run first type offense like the Jets with a decent defense, and a lot, and there's two guys that are going to be out for the offensive line because the Jets also lost their guard for the year, one of their high draft picks. There you go. But he'll be back next year fresh, and so but yeah, Brees Lightning. We'll go over when we have our he'll definitely be a topic of discussion in our early draft shows that'll start next year. But Brees, we thank you for the work you did, and I also want to thank him because I am a owner in one league. He at least got me that big touchdown before he exited. So, but yeah,
absolutely.
definitely hate to see that.
Yeah, man. And DK Metcalf. Man, for my Seahawks, man. Look,
Oh man.
this is scary. I hope it's not ACL, but what do you
It,
have on the calculator?
it's not an ACL. He is actually, it's just a regular knee injury, just a sprain, no tear, no surgery needed. So they just might play it a little, cautious and keep him out a couple weeks. But it's not, hey, I think this is best news scenario. It's not an ACL tear. Due to the negative MRI, and it's not a high ankle sprain, which seemed to affect a lot of people this week. So it's not that 4 to 6 injuries, but I'm thinking 2 to 3 weeks. He'll be back. But man, when it happened, I was kind of hoping he was getting carted off because he had to use the bathroom again, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah,
And he was quickly ruled out, which that's what concerned me, was how quick he was ruled out. But the good thing is the MRIs are negative, so we're looking at 2 to 3 weeks. Again, we'll keep our eyes on this and update as necessary.
yes, sir. All right. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Lacey's favorite wide receiver. Concussion
Yeah,
protocol.
yeah. He just got back from an injury, and then how in the Tua era now, once you get a concussion, you are quickly ruled out that game and could be in danger of missing the next game as precautions. So yeah, I don't have much faith in him coming back. We had a guy, Jordan Palmer for the Chargers. Same thing. I didn't even see when Palmer got hurt, and he was in concussion protocol. That's why he was out this weekend for the Chargers. So I'm going to lean on the thing where if they don't need you, and Lions, I would think, need everybody, but I think they could, get away, get around it, and they're just going to, hey, he's a young guy. I think they might want to be err on the side of caution. So yeah, I don't think St. Brown will be available this week, but hey, the bye is out of the way because that was last week, and then this week he'll get another day, another week off, but then he should be gone moving forward.
And what about your tight end?
Oh, Njoku, I was very upset about that. Like I said, I had to let people know I have Njoku and Brees Hall on the same team. So Njoku was the 1 o'clock game, so he was out fairly early. And then when Brees went out, I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? I did, snake bit on one team, and I was actually doing good. Njoku was doing good. Brees Hall was doing good. But yeah, this is, like they said, a high ankle sprain that has been confirmed. You're looking at 2 to 4 weeks. However, I am thinking it'll be more on the 4 weeks. I actually don't think he'll be back until after the bye week. It's one of those things that, hey, so some people can. And high ankle sprain is, well, bye week. Heck, that's next week in week 9. So I'm thinking week 11, week 12 for Njoku. But when this rolls into our waiver, Harrison Bryant, he's the guy that's next man up for Brissett, who apparently likes his tight ends.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Alan Lazard, another week, another injury. And this one says a possible labrum injury that most wide receivers not named Alan Lazard would be back in 2 weeks. Alan Lazard takes his time to heal, apparently. So look for him to be out 4 weeks, at least, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely look elsewhere. But the Packers are a mess in general. I mean, the first half, all the wide receiver catches were Lazard. So now Dobbs has to step up and Tunyon, the tight end, if you got him, his targets of course are going to increase. But we see the major beneficiary was actually Aaron Jones. What
Yeah.
we thought would happen with him, with Devontae Adams leaving, is now really coming to fruition because Randall Cobb's gone. Alan Lazard's gone. Aaron Jones is pretty much only one left. So I think Aaron Jones, and I think that could bode well for the people that have been patient with A.J. Dillon. And the reason I say that is they just might just put A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones in on same packages and put Aaron Jones out wide, and then and that gives A.J. Dillon more touches behind center. And I'm thinking that's what the coach would like to do too, is get A.J. Dillon more touches because the passing game just isn't there. But yeah, Alan Zard out. I'm thinking, like it says, most 2 weeks. I'm going 4 weeks for him. Chuba Hubbard, having a great game. However, which is kind of odd considering they were playing what was supposed to be a team very good against the run, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But hey, if he's not back Thursday, he could be out. But I think they also like what Deontay Foreman did. So whoever picked up, I was the Deontay Foreman guy coming into the week, and but hey, they split it half and half. But I wasn't picking up Chuba Hubbard for one reason. I'm not going to pick up Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard on the same team because you're getting two running backs for a very bad team that most likely, with the exception of last week, was very surprising, is going to be a negative gain scripts. So Deontay Foreman is actually pretty good out of the backfield for pass catching. If people remember, Chuba Hubbard was not good at pass catching. That's why the Carolina Panthers held on to the Abdullah guy that's now with
Right.
Vegas Raiders because he could Amir Abdullah
Yeah.
because he could catch the ball. So but yeah, I'm not. I say stay away from all Panthers running backs because well, except Deontay Foreman because even if Chuba Hubbard's hurt, that's nothing but even if you're getting only 10 carries in a negative game script, that it still is a good chunk of the pie. But yeah, Chuba Hubbard just opens the door for Deontay Foreman to get more play.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, speaking of the Panthers, right, they were part of a major trade and
Mm-hmm.
they decided to move on from McCaffrey.
Yeah,
So McCaffrey's now in San Francisco. And with that calculator, what are your thoughts on McCaffrey and the fantasy impact?
this is a great. Well, see, and the thing is, you got to love it because he's going to a better team. However, is it really going to change his value? And what I mean is, yeah, he might get more yards on the ground, but you know, 49er running backs aren't known for their pass catching skills. They're not known for throwing to running backs, especially when you have George Kittle, Ayuk, Debo Samuel. What this is going to do is I think they're going to kind of put him to where he's pretty much a strict rusher. I think it will give him more, in more chances for touchdowns. But again, fantasy value, I think it's going to be the same. I mean, the guy was drafted number 2 overall with being on a bad team. So, I mean, it's not like his return on investment can get any higher just because he's going to a better team. Because again, his touchdown equity might go up, but I think his pass catching is going to go down. But what I saw is in his limited touches just last week, every time he got the ball, he was making positive yardage. So that is a good sign for things to come. But in 2 weeks, I think they might limit his touches a little bit more, but after their bye in week 9, I think week 10 is when we'll see the big McCaffrey show up with unlimited, restraints on his workload.
Okay. All right. Well, calculator, it's time to shift gears just a tad.
Well,
It was
no,
a
I do
oh,
want to bring one more thing.
okay.
Yeah, the injury for Mike Williams, the
Okay.
Mike Williams owner. And the reason I say that is I know we didn't talk in a production meeting because I've been waiting on a ping on my phone, and I just got a ping right before we went to air. His is a high ankle sprain. So unfortunately, we were going to miss the Chargers this week because they were off. I was kind of hoping it was a low ankle sprain, give him another week to heal. It won't be. So another 4 to 6 week injury, unfortunately. Mike Williams, he's also had those nagging injuries before that seem to take a little bit more time that they heal. And unfortunately, at the rate the Chargers are going, falling further and further behind in the. I mean, they've lost 3 of their offensive linemen. So Herbert's wasn't getting a lot of time to throw. So they brought Mike Williams and started cutting his routes back and not going those long routes. So to get Herbert's out of the and it was one of those short routes it caught and just got rolled on. But this is actually going to be good news for Keenan Allen. I think this came at a perfect time for Keenan Allen to get, they limited his touches last week. So a lot of people were disappointed that started Keenan Allen. However, rest assured, I think he will get a lot of looks starting week 9. But yeah, you will not be able to. I do not see you being able to count on Mike Williams in the next at least 4 weeks. Hopefully, he can work through. Again, high ankle sprain is a lot about pain threshold. So can he do it? Or like I said, they might not want to do it. But yeah, Mike Williams will not be back after your bye week, people. So Mike Williams owners, beware.
All right. Does that close out our injury segment?
Yes, that was the one thing I wanted to touch on. I know, like I said, we were unable to talk about it in our production meeting because I was waiting for the MRI to come back. So high ankle sprain for Mike Williams.
Well, again, that's why we ask you to hit that like, that subscribe, and
I mean,
notify.
I'm telling you, news is coming in while we're on this, this thing. So if I look at my phone, folks, that's for you people.
Because calculator is for the people.
I am.
All right, let's go to a quick commercial break here, and then we'll come back on the other side of things, calculator. Be right back.
Yep.
And we're back.
Mr. 4-1, I got another update. Just happened. Mike Boone placed on IR. The Denver Broncos have signed Marlon Mack off of the 49ers practice squad. So now you have Latavius Murray, Melvin Gordon, and Marlon Mack. So, take it for what it's worth, folks.
My goodness. I tell you, calculator, it is really happening now in the NFL. Man, all these injuries. And so we all have to adjust. I guess we're going to find out who are the true fantasy managers out there now. You can't coach on automatic.
Gonna be digging deep. That is for sure.
All right, couple more sponsors real quick. Congratulations to Darren Ford. Just got married yesterday. And Darren Ford, veteran quality lawn out of the Middle Georgia area. Check him out. He is a veteran, so we appreciate all his service. 478-318-3814. That's 478-318-3814. Darren Ford, veteran quality lawn, servicing all of Middle Georgia. Calculator, you are familiar with James Spicer.
Thank you, James Spicer. The AC is still running perfectly.
Something you have to have in the Middle Georgia area.
In the South in the summer, you need that AC.
Absolutely. He is also ASE certified. You can reach him at 478-923-6510, 478-923-6510. Precision Tune Auto Care, James Spicer. Getting things done. So if you need your vehicle worked on, check him out. Give him a call. Or even pull up, as they say, at 1210 Watson Boulevard, Warner Robins, Georgia. Calculate if you're thirsty. Margarita Man. Once we get all these drop ads and waiver wires and stuff done, you can sit back, relax. Nice. After you check your league and all the players that you wanted, you pick them up. Just celebrate with Margarita Man. 478-273-0787. 478-273-0787. MakingMargaritas.com.
Oh, one more thing, another ping for those Monday night owners. They are saying Mac Jones is expected to start tonight. So just beware if you, for all those Hurts and Allen owners that probably picked up a Zappy because of the nice matchup. Hopefully you can go and do a switch for Mac Jones. But yeah, I just got it float across that Mac Jones is good to go and expected to start Monday night's game against the Bears.
Return of the Mac. All right, Mac Jones. All right. And speaking of Jones, check out Jones Music Company, LLC at gmail.com. Jones Music Company, LLC. Terrence Jones, my brother. And he writes music. He can do it all. So if you need music, any intros, outros, you need your band, halftime performance, you need anything done musically, Jones Music Company, LLC is the way to go. So contact Terrence Jones at Jones Music Company. That's Jones Music Co. LLC.
Where's he best out of 411?
Oh, based out of the west coast of Georgia,
Okay.
Columbus, Georgia.
Oh, there we
Yes.
go. Okay.
Well, the west side of Georgia. I ain't gonna
West
say
side of
coast.
Georgia. I knew exactly where you were going with that.
Unless you want to count the Chattahoochee River, and then you can say you're on the coast of the Chattahoochee River. All right. But yes, Columbus, Georgia.
Uh-huh.
C-Town, as they say. All right, calculate. We gotta jump into the studs and duds.
Oh yeah. Well, I
So
know one guy that's going to make your list, Mr. 411, for your Seattle Seahawks.
yes,
Kenneth Walker the third. I mean, he is really. I have a guy that's in our league. He was actually about to trade Kenneth Walker for Mike Williams,
ooh,
and then the penny in, because he needed wide receiver help, and then the penny injury happened. So he said, "Hey, Penny wasn't on his roster. That's why he was going to trade Kenneth Walker. He was actually going to trade him to the Penny owner.
wow,
Because the Penny owner had Mike Williams. So this was Windy City Warriors. I'm going to give him a shout out. He's in one of my leagues, and we
shout out.
talked about him. So yeah, Kenneth Walker the third. Good thing he held on to him because now he has what I've always called one of those lottery tickets, and it's scratching and it's already paying dividends. And the same. I'm not kidding you. The same guy that has Kenneth Walker Jr., the Windy City Warriors, he also had Joe Burrows and Jamar Chase.
Oh wow.
And of course, he scored literally 205 points yesterday because every one of his guys were hitting. So yeah, it was pretty amazing to have that duo. Because let me tell you, Joe Burrow. Cincinnati is going to be able to take care of any team that has trouble rushing the passer. Well, I don't care how good your pass defense is. If you're not going to get pressure on Burrow, he's going to find an open receiver. And now, if you think about it, why has Joe Burrow's stats all of a sudden gone up these past 2 weeks? Because he's actually going to Jamar Chase, which is crazy that he was kind of almost being not looked at after until week 1. But last 2 weeks, Joe Burrow, if you find Jamar Chase, good things happen. Tyler Boyd, they just feasted on that lack of pass rush from the Falcons. And Josh Jacobs, oh my gosh, he the bye week did, I would say, to him good, but he showed his stuff against Kansas City before the bye week. I think 5 touchdowns in the last 2 games. Josh Jacobs, it kind of makes me mad because I own Josh Jacobs. Just last year, and very disappointed. So now he did me wrong last year, so he was on all my do not draft lists. And of course, this is what he does when I recommend people don't draft Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
And then we talked about Kenneth Walker. He showed he's fast. He can break tackles because he can run inside, outside. He can catch the ball. So yes, and we could always talk about game script proof because he can catch the ball even if they're behind. He can get in there and help them out. And but let's look more into the stats of Josh Jacobs. 7.2 yards per carry. I mean, that was just,
that's impressive, man.
very, very impressive, and, it was one of those things. Well, yes, it was the Houston Texans, but still, he did pretty much the same thing against the Kansas City Chiefs, as well. So, and I think their offense is good enough that they, won't be in too many negative game scripts. So, because I do think with Josh Jacobs' lack of receiving skills, so to speak, he's an average pass catcher. Don't get me wrong, but if they go negative game script, he's not in there. But I think they have a good enough offense to keep them in positive game script to do his thing. And Tyler Boyd, again, with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins was the unfortunate odd short straw guy, pretty much this past weekend. But hey, any game, anytime he's out there, he can always break a big one. So yeah, I think Josh or the Joe Burrow owners were very excited as what's happened the past 2 weeks.
Man, look at Joe Burrow. That's the list right there, calculator. Quarterbacks with games in their career with 500 total yards and 4 total touchdowns. That's the list.
Yes,
Joe Burrow.
That's pretty outstanding because there's some pretty good quarterbacks that have had good days, but yeah, to have multiple 500, yeah, that's impressive. Well, he had almost 400 yards at halftime against the Falcons, so he was well on it. And Cincinnati shows that if they want to milk the clock, they're going to just keep letting them throw.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. How did you feel about this guy?
Oh man, welcome back. Although I think he did benefit from going against a has been in Chris Harris and a rookie for the Saints. Lattimore was out, but Kyler Murray only had eyes for him. Personally, I think this could be a sell high for DeAndre Hopkins to see. I would do feelers because you could say, "Oh man, he's back, he's back, he's back." I'm sorry, there's something wrong with Kyler Murray, and DeAndre Hopkins is not going to be able to go against a Chris Harris and a Lattimore-less type, defense every week. DeAndre Hopkins has shown that he can be shut down by shutdown corners. But yeah, hey, if you can get a king's ransom for him, I think might be time to shop for him. See what you can get for him.
Yeah. And this man is back. Saquon Barkley.
Yes. He does. And the thing is, if it wasn't for Daniel Jones eating up a lot of his touchdowns, he'd have more touchdowns.
Yeah. They need to have a conversation.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is getting all these rushing touchdowns, but otherwise it'd be Barkley. But yeah, hey, Barkley is the number one overall running back in the league right now with the way he's playing, and as long as he stays healthy.
He called it, man. He said he was going to be back, and he definitely is back. So he's now known as Saquon Barkley.
Barkley, he is back.
He is back. Breaking backs. All right. Yep. Let's talk about this calculator before we go to the duds. Just to kind of transition. Let's keep one more positive thing in here. And I have to apologize to my own team, okay? Seattle Seahawks, which are currently in first place, actually, and with a 4-3 record, but first place nonetheless. Geno Smith, man, he's really been consistent this year. Not saying that you would need him as an elite guy, but if you have him on your team, at least he's been consistent. What you think?
I'm about to say, would you have taken that stat line in a week where you didn't have a Josh Allen, a Jalen Hurts, a Kirk Cousins, a Matt Stafford? I'd take that stat line if I had Matt Stafford on my team.
Amen.
Because Geno is, hey, you can say what you want, but Pete Carroll he has Geno. Hey, we talk about Russ cooking. Geno's cooking for the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm telling you, week by week, the Seattle has to be smiling from ear to ear on getting all those draft picks. And pretty much, it's not just Geno. That whole team is looking good. They got 8 draft picks that are currently starting for that team and producing at high levels. So that's why, hey, all those draft picks, Seattle is saying thank you for being Russ and pushing his way out the door, because they, not only did they get all those draft picks, they saved $100 million.
Yeah, we thank Russell Wilson for his services and his contributions on the way out. Yeah. Unfortunately, with Geno, you think he's still going to be okay even though this guy's out? And I know we talked about him earlier.
Yes, and the reason I say that is Marquise Goodwin. As soon as Metcalf went up, Goodwin stepped in, and we all knew he had elite speed. So it gives them another a weapon to step right up. So even if McCaff misses some time, look Goodwin's way. Yeah. And Seattle, as long as they are deploying 3 tight end sets, it's not like they need a bevy of receivers, because they like all their tight ends too. It seems like. So yeah, they even without Metcalf, Seattle can still be Seattle.
All right. Well, now we got to go to the other side of the coin and talk about some of the duds, including my tight end, Mark Andrews.
I was about to say that. Mark Andrews, if he didn't make the list, he was going to be the first name on the list. He actually killed Mr. 4-1 in our mini draft that we will be doing later on today. Yeah, no receptions, 4 rushing yards. That was pretty bad. Leonard Fournette, negative game script, a bad defense. But I'm telling you, you think Tom Brady's upset. I think Fournette's upset about these offensive line injuries as well. He just could not get any room to run. But, if Tom Brady, let me tell you, that Mike Evans 75-yard drop touchdown.
My goodness.
That set the tone for the whole game. That caused, Leonard, and you could put Tom Brady on this list as well. When you have Josh Allen and Hurts, and again, all those guys off, and Tom Brady still couldn't break top 10, that is pretty bad. Zach Ertz, that was more of a DeAndre Hopkins dominating the things because what the Saints do have, they have good cover linebackers that can cover tight ends. Tight ends cannot. It's hard for the tight ends to succeed against the Saints defense. They kind of like to funnel everything outside. So as long as you have a good outside receiver, which of course Arizona had, that's why DeAndre Hopkins had a big game, which was at the expense of Zach Ertz. Cortland Sutton, it was a backup quarterback, you thought that Cortland Sutton is going to go as long as Russell Wilson goes, because in my opinion, the best receiver is Jerry Jeudy. But Jerry Jeudy, for some reason, Russell Wilson don't like him. That's why there are trade rumors that Hamler and Jerry Jeudy are on the trading block because they are not on the same wavelength as Russell Wilson. Yes, I heard that today on Fox Sports talk show. So yes, they could be on the trading block. But Cortland Sutton, he won't be on this list as long as Russell Wilson is quarterback. But if he's not, this is where he ends. And Kyle Pitts, another day, another Arthur Smith coaching philosophy that you have one of the best players at their position and you don't know how to game script. They were down by 3 touchdowns in the first half, and Arthur Smith runs the ball. They were down by 21 touchdowns in the third quarter, and Arthur Smith ran the ball. They were down 17 points in the fourth quarter, and Arthur Smith ran the ball. Arthur Smith is a imbecile. And I'm sorry, and you would think I'm a Falcons fan. This could work for a Saints fan that they have an imbecile of a coach, but I'm also a fantasy owner too, so that does come from the heart. You have Kyle Pitts, and I could go and draw lines in the sand to get him the ball. It's not that hard. There's no linebackers that can cover him. There's no cornerbacks. He's too big for cornerbacks. He's too fast for linebackers and safeties. Get Kyle Pitts the fall. Otherwise, you will continue to lose. This was a game that showed the true colors of the Falcons. If you shut their running game down, they're not going to do anything, because no matter what you do, they're not going to throw the ball. So I would declare that I would. And that's what Cincinnati did. And you know what? That was one of the fastest fourth quarters from a team that was in comeback mode that I've ever seen, because when they had the ball, first and second down, throw the ball, third down, get a sack. That's usually what happens when you don't get no yards in first and second down, Mr. Arthur Smith. So yes, I understand they had a press conference and he says he's not playing for he doesn't coach for fantasy players. Well, you know what? You got to coach to win games too. And from what I'm seeing, unless you have a positive game script and you got the lead, the Falcons will lose, unfortunately. So, but yes. And unfortunately for all those people that thought Kyle Pitts could have yes, he does have a large target share. He's just not getting any targets. And yes, that is more coaching than anything else.
Yeah, goodness, man. I mean, there was a lot of promise there with Kyle Pitts. I believe, he was one of the top three tight ends consistent, what I'm saying, that was supposed to produce this year.
I was on. Hey, well, you know what, Mr. Forwan, I'm gonna give you credit because you actually had him lower in your rankings than I did when we did the tight end rankings. You had people like Goddard ahead of Kyle Pitts, and I said, "Oh, you crazy? Mr. Forwan, target share, volume." I had no idea Arthur Smith was an idiot. So otherwise, I would have thought about that. So okay, that's enough about Arthur Smith.
Okay.
Arthur Smith.
All right, Arthur Smith, please tune in. Hit that like, subscribe,
notification. Like, subscribe, and notify. Arthur Smith, I might talk about you next week if Kyle Pitts has another dud list.
Yes, because that guy is too talented to be on this list.
They call him a unicorn for a reason.
Too talented, calculator.
Yes.
Well, as a result of all those duds, we have to hit the waiver wire and the injuries as well. So let's see what's out there, calculator.
Unfortunately, not a lot in the running back arena because, yes, Gus Edwards and Deontay Foreman and or I would say Gus Edwards, Deontay Foreman, and Michael Carter are your type ads. But again, Michael Carter is rostered in 62% of leagues. Deontay Foreman is 64% of leagues. So, and Michael Carter is he's the top guy because we know Breece Hall is out for the year. But Deontay Foreman, Chuba Hubbard could come back. But again, I'm not putting my eggs in those baskets. But I love the Wan'Dale Robinson ad. He is currently only rostered in 39, so that's less than 50% of leagues, folks. So if you're in multiple leagues, there could be half of those leagues where he is available. He will not be available in dynasty leagues. He will not be available in keeper leagues, deep keeper leagues, because people will get him based on him being a rookie and top picks. But if you're in a redraft, 12-person, PPR league, he was hurt early on in the year. A lot of people might have drafted him and then dropped him after he was hurt. But yeah, Robinson's role has increased since his second game back from a knee injury this past week. And, route participation jumped from 17% to 81%. And unsurprisingly, that led Robinson leading the team in both targets, reception, and figures to be a big part of the offense going forward. The volume alone makes Robinson fantasy relevant, and he's shown some shiftiness within the balls in his hands. Another guy I like on your list, Paris Campbell. Yes.
Ooh,
I was a little skeptical. He had a big game last year, but hey, he followed it up again this year. Campbell was Matt Ryan's primary short-oriented target in both games. That led to 17 catches. But I am going to send a warning to people. Matt Ryan has been benched. So Matt Ryan is no longer the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. They said they are going with, I can't even tell you the backup name is.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, that officially came out. So, you might want to, Sam Ellinger, the guy out of Texas, is the starting guy for the Colts. So yeah, they, I heard that this could be Frank Reich's last season, because they said Irsay and the coach is not a fan. They do not agree on reclamation quarterback projects any longer. So Reich as well. This could be Reich's last song unless he turns things around. And it's going to be hard to do that with Ellinger as a quarterback. He was productive as a college quarterback, but still kind of hard to see that going forward. And then, Evan Ingram, anytime you can get targets in a high pass offense, the Jacksonville likes to sling it around. I actually like Evan Ingram above Irv Smith Jr. as they pick up Irv Smith Jr. A lot of people probably were backup tight ends where he was dropped for his bye week. If he's out there, he's always worth a look for those Njoku owners. You have Rondale Moore again. I'm on the opposite of the Rondale Moore train with DeAndre Hopkins on there. With Rondale Moore, he's hit or miss. I thought he would actually have a good game this past week, but DeAndre Hopkins showed what it could be going forward. And then what's that question from the guest? I should be 2-5 as long as Myers.
Yeah. 7:15. He says, and thank you, Gits. It's GITS. Yeah. All right. If he says, if I tell you my team, can you tell me the moves to make? He's 2-5 right now, so he needs to make a playoff push, or she.
Yeah. Well, always tell us the team, and we'll, but that, again, if we don't know, unfortunately, we don't know who is variable. The reason I like Garrett Wilson on this is because Corey Davis got hurt. New York Jets might be inclined to pass a little more since they don't have the 1-2 punch at the running back. They don't want to wear Michael Carter out. But another tight end, that Greg Dulcich, Russell Wilson, he likes his Dulcich and Dulcich did good. But one more thing, he's not on the list, but people pay attention to Cade Otton, the backup for Cameron Brate in Tampa Bay. Hey, I think Brate is out for a few more weeks. But even last week, Otton, did decent, even though they were in a negative game script, So, it's one of those things where 4 receptions, 64 yards, so that's 10 catches in 2 games for a guy that you can get.
Yes. All right, calculator. Here's the question here from Gits. And we already talked about he needs help at 2-5. Here's his roster: Dak, Saquon, KW3. We like him a lot. Tuck, Diggs, Godwin, nice. Schultz, Myers on the bench. I'm assuming that's Myers from New England. Bateman, Dotson.
Oh, he got Otton too, which is a. Yeah, because Schultz, unfortunately, at tight end, it's hit or miss with him. I kind of like this guy's team there, Mr.
Yeah,
411. I mean, he even
yeah,
has decent guys on the bench. So I really, it's the quarterback situation that's going to be haunting him. So I suggest he get into stream mode. Uh, the Cowboys are going to be off in 2 weeks. I like the Cowboys this week or next week with the Bears. But look at somebody like a Jared Goff, who's going to be playing in 2 weeks against the Packers. And I like Trevor Lawrence against the Raiders next week. And heck, even a Mac Jones, he protects the ball. He plays within the system. So people that could be on the waiver wire, unfortunately 3 weeks ago, or hey, even if Garoppolo happens to be available, although the
yeah.
49, I got to take that back. Garoppolo has the same bye week as the Cowboys, so that's not going to be a good streamer. But yeah, there's plenty of guys. If you have Dak, you can stream at quarterback. Unfortunately, one of the guys I see this as carrying dead weight of Dotson. This guy, hey, he'll get cut back. He'll get Stephon Diggs back. He's got good. He really don't need any more help at receivers.
No.
This guy's bye week is over because
Yeah.
all three guys well, Godwin was on a bye, but when you have your two top dogs, Cup and Diggs coming back, oh my. This is a great team.
I think he just needs to
I don't
roll.
know how in the world did he get 2-5? This looks like bad luck because I really like one of the top scoring. How he got Cooper and his lottery ticket, Kenneth Walker the third.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
you pair
hey
him
man,
with
you just need to roll. You just need to roll with your team, man. Make sure, like you say, calculator, get that backup.
Get that backup
go ahead
quarterback. Get
yeah.
rid of Dotson. And because even Bateman's a guy that you can fill in, and Hollins, and I like. I'm assuming that's Rashad White, the backup for Leonard Fournette. So that could be another lottery ticket that could cash if Fournette goes to injury. So yeah, the only dead weight he's got is Dotson. Otherwise, this guy. Otherwise, you're set.
Yeah, man. All you gotta do now is just roll with it. Take care of that quarterback bye week. Get ahead of the curve on that, and let the chips fall, man. I mean, if you can get to 7-6 and make the playoffs with that kind of roster, you good. You cooking with Crisco.
Yeah.
So you're doing great. Church is chicken. You really frying some things up. We need to get to the mini draft calculator. And by the way, GITS, thank you for your submitting your questions and everything. Also, go to the YouTube page and ask us as many questions as you want there. We'll constantly be replying there as well and have it out there for you too.
Mm-hmm.
And hit that like, subscribe, and notification button, please, and tell all your family and friends.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you so much. Calculator mini draft.
Yes, sir.
Well, listener league, then mini draft. When we're down at 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, so you want to go
just a quick run on the listener league. It could be quick.
Well, yours truly, calculator, after another brutal loss with all my injuries and underperformance and bye weeks. I was the product of a bye week. Captain Cosmo did take me out. What a game going on by looks like the two top scoring teams could be the two top scoring teams. And Larry and Gritzpick, look at that. 134.
Man, that's crazy.
And they got guys still going tonight. I mean, we got the Rashad Stevenson versus David Montgomery. Basically, whoever scores higher between Rashad Stevenson and David Montgomery wins, and I'm actually going to have my money on Larry on this one. I think Rashad Stevenson outscores, David Montgomery, but it looks like Carter's Peanuts, his Gus Edwards pickup was rather pretty good. It looks like because the one weakness of Carter's Peanuts was his running back, but he got 20 points from David Pierce, 20 points from Gus Edwards, because when you have Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill as running back, as wide receivers, you can do damage. So good pickup and good waiver wire work by the Carter's Peanuts. And Camel Clutch, you won your battle. You took out the number 2 team. So number 1 versus number 2. It looks like Camel Clutch stays at number 1, taking care of business. As It looks like Seatow Ballers, although could be, well, I think he has this one. I mean, he's done, but Lacey has. I don't think Hunter Henry is going to get Lacey the points, the amount of points she needs. So anyway, so Seatown Ballers will stay that. But hey, my bye weeks are over. Everybody in the listener league. So the calculator is about to unleash the beast from going on, from especially with Jonathan Taylor back as well.
Wow, yeah, that's one of the best backs in the game.
Taylor, I'm gonna have Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna be throwing Jalen Hurts and Dalvin Cook and do a little roundhouse with some AJ Brown action. So and of course I have Kelsey. So that's that. I think having that edge at tight end is going to help me as well. So yeah, I'm gonna start unleashing. And take notice, people. It's going to be, you better get 130 or above to beat the calculator going forward.
There it is. He calling them out. There we go. The playoff race is going to be fun in the listener league calculator.
Yes.
All right. It's time for the mini draft.
Yes, sir.
Gitz, we thank you. You're welcome. He says thanks to us, calculator, for advice. And like I say, just continue to post on the YouTube page. We will respond to any of the questions that you have. Definitely make sure of it. All right. Mini draft. So how we handle the mini draft? Calculator, you're already rolling with the wheel of names. We get the draft order. It's Mr. 4-1's team, and then you have the calculator's team. Captain Cosmo, who is he's been out, but he'll be back soon. And Lacey, who is still under the weather, she has a team as well. We spin the wheel of names to get our order, and then we draft 1 through 4, 4 through 1, 1 through 4, 4 through 1, and so on. That's called snake draft. If you go back to episode 1. Back in August. And we're going to draft in that format. And we're going to use the listener league stats, which is a PPR, points per reception, 1 point per reception league. And we also have 0.25 per carry. And that separates the men from the boys when it comes to the running backs. Yes. We like to reward those workhorse backs by giving them basically 0.25 a carry. So if they get 20 carries in the game, that's 4 bonus points. All right, calculator, let's do it.
Okay, and just for people to know that the default looks like Captain wins another one with his default list, unless Jacoby Myers gets you 50 points, Mr. 411. Mark Andrews, he did you in.
Oh man,
but congratulations, Captain. That puts the default list at two wins ahead of us. You actually have 2 wins, Mr. 4-1, and then the default has 2 wins. So let me move this over here so I can have the mini draft there. Okay.
We got any bye week information too, calculator?
Yeah, the bye weeks. Mahomes and Herbert are out. Just 2 bye weeks this week. The Chargers and the Chiefs.
Okay, just 2 teams.
Yeah, okay. Just 2. Because Bipocalypse will come next week, because next week there's 6 teams on a bye.
So, boy, NFL is.
They
not doing us any favors.
Yeah. All right. So we got our order, and guess what, Mr. 4-1? You have the floor. You have any pick, and you pick first.
Oh man, this is ridiculous, but I'm gonna go. And he's really been struggling a lot, calculator, but I just got to do it, man. I got to go ahead and just roll with Lamar Jackson. I think against Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay has been struggling like all get out, and it's a short week for Tampa Bay. I'm going with Lamar Jackson to really step it up this week.
All right. And, I'm actually going to go in the quarterback session as well, because I'm starting to see in this mini draft, if you have a high scoring quarterback, you are always in it. And David Carr really let me down last week. So I'm going to go with Josh Allen.
Good. Very good.
I'm going to take what I have as the number 1 quarterback. And since we both took quarterbacks, I'm going to give Lacey Barkley for a running back because she loves the Giants and she loves that running back position. Captain, I'm not going to give him a quarterback as well, since the top 2 are off the board. Although he might want to he would get one ahead. Regardless, I'll give him a running back as well, and I'll give him Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is actually high on the list this week. Okay. And Lacey needs a wide receiver, quarterback. So I won't give her a quarterback because she can pick a quarterback next time around since me and you got quarterbacks.
Correct.
So I will give her the top wide receiver. Justin Jefferson is the highest guy
She will
for.
thank you for that.
Yes, well, she should. She don't have to think about it. I'm just giving her default list. Running backs, 2 are off the board, but you got 2 picks before me, so I'm going to have to get what I think is the last, especially in our format, to get the last great workhorse back in Derrick Henry. I like the points per carry for Derrick Henry.
I like that.
So that gives you back-to-back picks. You have to get a running back, a wide receiver, and a tight end. And
All
just
right,
a
well,
little note, you don't need a running back because 3 running backs are off the board, so you can wait till your last pick for running back.
okay. All right.
So that means if
So is Barkley off the board?
Barkley's off the board.
Okay, that sucks. All right, so let me just go ahead and get and, I'm a sucker for it, but I'm gonna do it again. I think Andrew's gonna bounce back against Tampa Bay. I'm looking
That's
at the combination.
well, not only that, with Kelsey off the board, Mark Andrews is the top-rated tight end. So yeah, if you did not pick him, he would not have made it back to you because I was actually going to pick him with my next pick. So
That's good to know, calculator.
yeah.
All
So
right,
one more pick.
and then that receiver, Dolphins at the Lions. That's a juicy matchup there. As long as Tua can stay upright, I'm gonna go with Tyreek Hill.
Oh, I knew it. I thought I actually didn't take wide receiver. I thought he would fall to me because I looked at the default list and didn't see him that high. So I thought I couldn't sneak him past the live person. I just need to go against defaults from here on out, Mr. Ford.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so since Lacey and Captain, they both need the tight end, so I'm going to get the guy that's it's either Mark Andrews or Kittle.
Okay.
Now. So I'm going to get the tight end now. I feel good about any receiver that will fall to me since Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill, or I actually thought Tyreek Hill would fall to me, but it didn't. That was a good play by you, Mr. 41. But I got Kittle. And then I'm going to get I'll get the tight end for Lacey. Oh, man, I got to go to Goddard is actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's good.
Goddard is on the list. And I got her because she knows Captain has to pick a tight end, so she went with the tight end first. I guess she's just ready for a quarterback to fall to him. Captain is going to get Jalen Hurts.
Nice.
Hey, so hold on, let me see here. Hey, who did we get for Captain after his running back? I didn't see that. Did we not give him? Let's get Justin. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have. Yeah, because he was going to fill up his thing.
Okay.
I'm going to give him Jamar Chase. That was the.
Okay. That's a nice consolation prize.
Yeah. I had it written down on my other sheet, but I never brought it over.
Okay, no problem. Again, he won't have any problem with having Jamar Chase on his roster.
Yeah.
If he does, trade him to my team.
Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. That's why when it's working 2 spreadsheets, it's hard to get all that. So yeah, because if you did, I'm glad you chose Hill because I'd have had to say Chase is done, but he wasn't on the spreadsheet. All right, so Lacey's going Goddard. I said that. Goddard. I might have spelled his name wrong. I apologize, but we know who we're talking about. So that's I'm going to give Captain. Actually, believe it or not, it's Evan Ingram.
Wow.
Yeah, when Kelsey's off the board, it gets deep.
Yeah. Well, hey, he was on the waiver wire list, so Evan Ingram, there it is.
And then Jalen Hurts is the next quarterback on the list.
And the Eagles had a week off, calculator, so they should come back strong.
And the next one on the list for Lacey is Burrow. So she gets Joe Hotman Burrow. And I still have to get I had Kittle. So
okay.
I forgot. I already had him, so I just forgot to put that down. Or I did. I somehow erased it. But hey, I got to go with Cooper Kupp. I mean, if he's going to fall to me at the number 4, but that just goes to show you this is a with you taking Tyreek Hill, that pushed Cup to me. But if I had to choose between Cup and Hill, I would have taken Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So, Mr. 4-1, you got to fill it up with your last pick at running back.
All right. Drum roll, please. I'm going to stick with the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm going to take Kenneth Walker.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. KW3.
I'm going to take him against the Giants at home.
Okay. So, yeah, just a brief recap. This was this past week. As you see, captain his default of Mahomes and Jamar Chase is basically what paid off for him. Lacey was close on the heels, but her Lamar Jackson and Tyreek Hill actually hurt her. She had the top scoring tight end last week from the defaults. As you see, Mr. 4-1, you have to get 30 points from Jacoby Myers, considering I think he has one career touchdown. I
won't be paying that much attention tonight.
Yeah. So, but that was last week. So it looks like captain wins again. So I, as you can see, these things right here, they are, I have the winners in the tabs, and captain 411 captain. So captain will actually be in the lead with 3 wins after this last week. So,
all right. Congratulations to the cap.
Yep.
And guess what, Calculator? The winner of our season, right, gets that juicy steak dinner, catered food by Angelica Roberts.
That's why that's why I had to do some deep diving, because I had to see how captain was getting it, and it's because his default was going. So I was like, okay. Now I started taking a more look at the default list than my gut, just to see if it ties with my gut. And so let me see how this week works out for the cap.
Yes, sir. But yes, that catered dinner, that's juicy steak.
Oh man, I can taste it now.
Man, I'm ready. I'm ready to put some A1 on there and get down. But 478.
I tell you, Mr. 4-1, she probably cooks those steaks so good you probably don't even need any type of dressing.
Oh man, you know what? That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna still put some out there. But 478, and she can be reached at 478-396-2810. Angelica Roberts, as you can see there. There's also the email address. All right, can't wait for that. Hopefully, I'll be able to partake. Calculator, man, what a episode today, my man. We got it done in plenty of time, by the way. So, the network will be happy that we did that. So
and that's what we try to do. We try to stay, 4-1. We try to stay on time.
That's right. Yep, and we give you what you need. And so we definitely appreciate everybody watching and listening. Again, hit that like, subscribe, the notification, and post all your comments out there. And GITS, we thank you, and we're more than willing and able to try to help anyone with their rosters, and that's what we do. Calculator, your phone's been pinging the entire show.
I'm about to say, even with tonight updates for Mac Jones coming back. So yeah, that's why, but hey, if you're in a captain, if you're in a showdown for Daily Fantasy League, don't be trying to go with Zappy. You got to go with Mac Jones.
There it is. All right. Calculator, great job with the final word there. All right. Well, that's the end of our show for today. Tune in tomorrow for the Sports Brothers at 7 p.m. Same network. And Calculator, I'll see you Thursday at Crossing the Lines.
Crossing the Lines.
That's right. Where we take care of your friendly wagers.
Absolutely. So you can buy some stuff from these wonderful sponsors.
Absolutely.
That do to the show.
That's right. We thank all of our sponsors.
Absolutely.
We have so many that we can't get them all in one episode, but we have more shows this week. We thank everybody. All right. For the Calculator, I'm Mr. 4-1. We're gone.